Your mornings with Fire Talk. Tune in every Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM for 15 minutes of blazing hot conversations featuring Robert Williams and Timothy Martin. They'll be discussing the latest fire updates, trends, and topics that matter to you. Don't miss out on the heat. Fire Talk every Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to those of you listening and those of you getting ready to log on to our YouTube channel to look at the show. Be sure to go to ZIZ on YouTube. You'll see our thumbnail, Fire Talk, for this morning, January 20, 2026. Guys, I see you got 25. Please change that to 26, guys. We are in the new year. We're in the new year, 2026, guys. Let me say good morning to Acting Fire Chief, Mr. Williams, and make sure Larissa microphone is on. Good morning, Larissa. You there? Let me say something. Hi, hello.
Hi, morning.
All right, great. Welcome to the studio. I think it's the first time I'm seeing both of you for the new year, so let me take this time to wish both of you a prosperous 2026. And welcome to the studio.
Thank you, sir. Jiko, it's definitely a pleasure to be back. We have been out for quite some time, and it feels really good to be the first show for the new year.
Yes.
We're really happy to be back, and we just want to thank I want to wish the general public, those who are listening, a happy new year, bright and prosperous 2026 as well. And we are looking forward to continue serving you in whatever ways we can and we should.
All right, great. Larissa, any opening remarks from you?
Hi, morning. I want to wish you a happy new year as well and everyone out there in Vigilant.
All right, thank you. All right, so what will we be looking at for our first program of 2026? Normally, we start with a recap, get some figures, get an idea of where we were. Will we be doing that again this morning?
Yes, sir. Yes, definitely.
Okay, over to you.
So we will just give you some statistical data for 2025. We unfortunately will not be able to make the comparison with 24 this morning, but we definitely will come on a later show to make that comparison. And so Miss Larissa Hanley, sorry. Hanley confirm. Sorry. Miss Larissa Emmanuel, who is presently the person who is heading the statistical unit at the fire department, and it is a newly formed unit, and so we're still trying to navigate our way to becoming a better, more structured unit. But so far she has been doing, as well as Mr. Blois has been doing an excellent job. And having a statistics unit, at first we were not too sure how it would pan out, but we're definitely seeing the benefits now of being able to just jump on the systems and pull up reports just like that. In times past, we would have to go back to the archives and go through a lot of registers just to find a report. But now, because of the work that they have been doing in statistics and all the other stations who are inputting the data into the database, we can pull up reports in seconds. And so we are now able to make comparisons. We can see trends. We can determine which area would have the highest figures based on trends that we are now able to follow because of the data that we are collecting. And so we are really happy that we can have this unit. As I mentioned, we are still trying to build it out and make it much better. And I really want to commend Miss, I almost say Hanley again, Miss Emmanuel, for the work that she has been doing in the statistics unit. So I would allow her to just give you some figures from what we would have collected last year.
Over to you, Miss Emmanuel.
Once again.
Let me just stick with Larissa so I won't make the mistake.
Yes.
Good morning once again. For the Bastia Fire Unit, the number of motor vehicle accidents we had for the January 1st to December 31st, 2025 would have been 12 motor vehicle accidents. For the structural fires, we had 15 structural fires, and wildland fires, we had 106. For the Sandy Point unit, on record so far, for motor vehicle accident, we have 1, structural fires 1, wildland fires 44. The Tabernacle unit, for the motor vehicle accidents, we have 3, the structural fires 0, and the wildland fires would have been amounted to 83. Over to Charlestown in Nevis. For the motor vehicle accident, we have 5. For the structural fires, we have here on record 5, and for the wildland fires, we have 25. As Mr. Williams said earlier, we will be back at a later time with the comparison from 2024 to 2025.
Thank you for sharing that. Over to you, Romel Williams.
So, in total, we would have responded to a total of 21 motor vehicle accidents, and I can definitely say that has been a huge increase to what we have been responding to in past times. We realize that there is a lot of accidents, and if we were following these accidents, we realized that we had some really serious and major accidents last year, and a few lives were lost. And so we are hoping that with all of the procedures that were put in place, or initiatives that were put in place to try and control speed and control accidents, I do hope that there's a decrease in the amount of accidents and the amount of fatal accidents that we experienced last year. So we would have responded to 21. We would have responded to 258 wildland fires across the all for federation-wise, and 21 structural fires. The latter part of the year we would have responded to, and if we can recall, I think the largest one would have been the one that we went to in the gut. That was the most recent one. And so we responded to 21, which I think is a bit high. And so we are looking to continue to find ways to prevent or to mitigate these structural fires. But I really want to commend, though, the general public for adhering to all of the rules and regulations and all of the information and advice we would have shared over the years since we started the show. We have definitely seen a reduction, especially in persons who are just randomly lighting fires or burning garbage. It is still existing, but not as rampant as before. So I really want to commend the general public for adhering to the advice that we have been giving to them. And more, I hear persons, residents, cry out about this asthma. Persons who have asthma, they have respiratory issues. So we have to take these things into consideration, and we cannot be selfish when I'm trying to get my yard clean, but you're killing someone else next door. So we definitely have to take these things into consideration. And so so in total, we would have responded to 292, if my math serves me right. I hope it does. So it should be 200 it's more like 300. Sorry, 300. 300, that's 258 plus 42. That's 300, right?
It is 10, yeah, 300.
Yeah, I'm not a maths man, but I believe it's 300. So, but that still is a reduction over the past years, because last year alone, in past years, we used to run close to 300 in one station alone. And now we have a combined 4 stations giving you the amount that one station used to give. So that is definitely a huge decrease, and It means that the radio show is working. It means that our fire prevention initiative is working. And it means that the general public is listening. So everything is working. So we're looking forward for everything to continue working in 2026.
Is it too early to ask what are your plans or your goals for 2026? Have you rolled out that as yet?
We haven't. We do have some plans that we have not yet really put on paper. But internally, one of the things we are looking to focus on is employee recognition. Recognizing employees for good work, good performance. And so we realize that there needs to be a balance when there is an error or when there's when they commit an offense. We are usually quick to, use the whip. But when it comes to doing good, you really should comment with the same speed so that they can see fairness and employees feel more appreciated, not demoralized because every time I do something wrong, I get the whip. But when I do good, there's no reward for it. Right. So we're definitely going to put an emphasis on employee recognition and trying to change the work culture, trying to make it more positive, more attractive even to those who wants to join. And we continue to get a lot of applications. Just before I left the office, I got at least 2. Okay. And that is on a daily basis. So that is just one of the things we are hoping to focus on, employee recognition and of course continuous training, both local and overseas, because we realize that there are certain aspects of firefighting that we are lacking. One of those areas are being able to investigate the root and cause or origin of fires to determine whether or not it was arson or if it was negligence or if it was actually just spontaneous. So those are the areas we definitely will be working on this year, and hope that we get it bears fruit and we are able to be successful in these initiatives.
I know one of your concerns was the prank calls, getting the numbers down, also getting the wildland fires down as well. I can see that the numbers are showing a great improvement. Will you be making any more efforts to get the numbers lower in terms of the program show? What can people expect when they tune in from week to week here on ZLIZ?
Well, that is a reduction is always a part of our aim or our initiatives. Every day, every time we hit the street, it is always in effort to reduce. I keep telling my officers, and sometimes we have young officers, because even myself, when I joined the fire department, I am anxious for a fire. If we don't get a fire, I don't have a good day. But as we go older, we start to see things in the opposite. If you don't get a fire, that is actually a good day. And so we will continue to spread the all information we can about the benefits of not lighting fires, especially in residential areas, and continue with our fire prevention initiatives to further educate persons, because I think a lot of the time is lack of education. Persons don't really understand the harm that they're doing. As far as they know, they're just getting rid of garbage, but they're not understanding the environmental impact, the health impacts of all of the products that are given off in smoke. They really don't understand. And so our aim is to educate persons more and give them better alternatives. The only alternative I can give to garbage is to take it to the landfill. And I visit the landfill quite often, and dumping garbage is not expensive at all. It is not expensive, and it is safer. That is where garbage is supposed to be disposed. So you go to the landfill and you take your garbage to the landfill. Persons with orchards they like to burn the bush. You know, it's a lot of leaves accumulate over time. So they burn the bush. So we recommend to them, clean more often. Don't wait until you get a huge pile and you can't move it. Clean it when there's a bit that you could easily put it in a bag and get rid of it. So we will continue as we have been doing over the past shows to educate, sensitize, so the persons understand that once you adhere to the advice that we give, you're helping us to help you, to help your neighbor, to help the environment, to help everybody live healthier. Yeah.
What about traffic? I know traffic is a concern, and judging from the report that you shared a while ago, you play a very integral role in that as well.
The traffic, I'm not too sure what, from a fire department standpoint, what we can do in relation to traffic, other than to ask persons to continue to adhere to these sirens. The vehicular population continues to go and go and go and go. We have a lot of vehicles in St. Kitts, in small St. Kitts, a lot. And so it is becoming increasingly difficult to have to navigate traffic with these lot of vehicles. So even at the fire department, the drivers, we have to be even more cautious now, because it's not like before where you had a few. It's a lot of vehicles. And so I would encourage persons to adhere to traffic rules and traffic regulations and driving speed limits and adhering to sirens from emergency vehicles, not just fire department, police, ambulances. So as long as persons comply, I don't foresee that we will be having these lot of issues that we have been having over the years. Persons still, and I must admit, they don't try to outrun the trucks anymore. We don't have that happening so much now. I haven't had a report about that in a while.
What about complaints when you're on the scene for traffic? Has the complaints improved? Because, you know, people look at you, your fire, what you're doing here on a traffic accident scene. Has that aspect improved?
Well, it has. I want to believe, if not, then we will definitely have to sensitize persons that a traffic accident, when you have a vehicular accident, especially like front head-on collisions or even T-bones, we have to understand when metal is mangled and is twisted, things stop working the way they should. And so you have to use force. An ambulance responding to an accident call alone without fire department in a head-on collision where doors are mangled, they can't get in because they do not have the tools to enter. Fire department presently is the only department that carries specialized tools designed for extrication, for removing persons from mangled wrecks. So once you see an accident, expect to see fire department. As a matter of fact, internationally, even for a shooting, you see fire department, police, and ambulance show up on the scene, even for a shooting. So it's a collaborative effort. We all come to make the work easier. There are many cases where we don't have to respond because it's not that serious. So we don't get the calls. We only respond once they see us on the scene is because we get a call. Outside of that, there are instances where the EMS shows up, open the doors, they take the person out, they're gone. We really don't need to be on scene. And so fire department is a very crucial element in when it comes to accidents, and persons need to understand that. But what I want to I want to stress on now the pedestrian traffic when we respond to emergencies, because that is a problem. Because when we are actually operating, we have to be asking persons to move back and persons right on scene. And so it's hard to function and operate doing this and still have to be looking out for the safety of persons who are looking on, the bystanders. So we're definitely having a pedestrian bystanders. Let me use bystanders. We're definitely having an issue with bystanders and an issue with crowd control, because we can't do crowd control and still function. Our responding crew is only about 6 men, and all 6 men must function to have an effective operation. So we don't have manpower, we don't have any time for crowd control. So that is something that we are definitely going to have to look into as well. We do get support from police at times when they unseen and they respond with us. They do sometimes control the crowd, but we are still having an issue with that. So we are hoping that we would strengthen that relationship with police. At least we could call them and they respond to do some crowd control. But the vehicular traffic side, we definitely the operators will definitely have to adhere to all of the traffic rules and regulations. And I know sometimes we may not like what is put in place. You are asked to drive 20 miles per hour on a highway. You might not like it, but since that was put in place, how many accidents have we had on that highway opposed to the amount we've had before it was put in place? So we might not like it, but all of it is done to ensure our safety. So I would ask us to just adhere to the traffic rules, saying this is a very small place, there's no need for speed. And if you have to rush slowly.
You like that, boy?
Yes, man, I had to say.
You like that. I anticipated. Finally from me as we get ready to wrap up this morning. I know it's early in the year, but I still have to ask. The fire department last year in 2025, we engaged in a number of community activities. Will you be continuing that for 2026?
I am quite happy that you asked that, because one of my pointers that I was hoping to get in before the show closes was that space that we adopted at the bottom of 4th Street, just on the opposite side of Bank of Nevis, that garden area. We have been doing some work there, and we are trying to get it up to make it speak fire department on one side and St. Kitts on the other side, beautify the area. We are having some problem with persons using that area as a urinal and as a dump. I believe the garbage bins were removed. There are no longer any garbage bins in that area, but persons are still dumping garbage in that area as though their bins are still there. And it is unsightly, and it is right in the heart of town. You step off the cruise ships and you're right there, and the first thing you see is a pile of garbage in that area. It doesn't look good. So I am appealing to those who use that area for dumping to stop, please. We have adopted the space now. We are trying to get it. We're trying to do some work there. So we are asking persons, rather than make it looking unsightly, help us to make it look more beautiful and more attractive. We want persons who actually want to go there to take pictures for weddings and so forth. And what we realize, a lot of these cruise ships, we have a large amount of firefighters who visit the island. And we would want that space to, at least to give some history about fire in St. Kitts. I think most of us might know about the fire that burned down the whole of Bastia in 1867. We want to be able to post information about all of these things, the history of the fire department and so forth. So we are appealing to the public, please. We did some painting there. We have to go back to paint, because after Jubilee morning, the railings were quite colorful. So we have to go back again to paint over that area. But we want to continue to do, we want to continue with that, and anything else that would help community, and also put fire department out there, so that persons would not just see fire department as a sit down, wait and call job. That is no longer what fire department is. Fire department should be more community oriented, community engaging. And that is what we want to do. But definitely the adapted space is our main source right now. And so we are appealing to the public to please do not use that area for dumping. Also, if you know anything about landscaping, if you're a landscape architect and you're willing to offer some advice on what will be best for the area that would fit the landscape and so forth, we welcome that help. Anybody who have a few plants in the yard trying to get rid of, we also welcome those plants. And we're going to change the fountain and put something more,
Nice.
something that speaks fire as well.
Nice.
But we have found them, but not the size that we're looking for as yet. So any help that can be given, we'll appreciate it very much. You can contact me, you can contact the fire department to offer whatever help you can. But we're really asking for persons to desist from using this space for dumping.
Chief, thanks for being here this morning. Thanks for sharing your vision board, so to speak. I know it's not completely rolled out, but regardless, we appreciate what you shared, and we look forward to continuing collaborating with the fire department here in St. Kitts and Nevis on ZIZ Radio. For those of you just tuning in, you are listening to Fire Talk. It's a weekly program that we have here on the morning show every Tuesday at 9:30. Larissa, thank you so much for sharing the statistics so far for 2025. I know you're not completed as yet. So
But we'll be back.
I was just about to say that. I'm looking forward to seeing you coming back. So thanks for being here, Larissa.
Thank you.
All right, guys. And big shouts going out to Sandra. I see your comment there on YouTube. Yes, I'm finally trying to pay attention to YouTube as well. So thank you so much for sending in your comment. And she says, good morning to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Good
Good morning,
morning.
Sandra.
All right, guys, don't touch that dial. We'll be back. It's the morning show. We have more for you coming up on the other side.
It's the morning show.
Get ready to ignite your mornings with Fire Talk. Tune in every Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. on ZIZ Radio, 96.1 FM for 15 minutes of blazing hot conversations featuring Robin Williams and Timothy Martin. They'll be discussing the latest fire updates, trends, and topics that matter to you. Don't miss out on the heat. Fire Talk every Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. on ZIZ Radio, 96.1 FM.
At The Cable, we believe in giving back because when our community thrives, we all do. That's why, as a company, we make it our mission to touch the lives of everyone in St. Kitts. We spearheaded the renovation of JNF Hospital lobby to ensure better care for all. The Cable sponsors free Wi-Fi in every community center across St. Kitts, so no one is left behind in an increasingly connected world. We stand with communities through every moment, big or small, in culture, education, youth development, and more. Y a ti también, Comunidad Latina. Cuenta con nosotros. Estamos con ustedes. And when it comes to customer service,